Hey, great day inspires. Another day of learning awakes us all. Can you believe it? We are more than a half a month through the month of October, 7 months away from when COVID began. So I hope you're well and I hope you're safe. This entire month is National Disability Employment Awareness Month. If you've been watching my posts, I've been doing a lot of posts with individuals, LinkedIn Lives, to really celebrate, honorate, commemorate, and push forward of what we have to do to elevate during this month. This entire week, I got a chance to spend over at the United States Olympic and Paralympic Museum. Went around with a couple of athletes that are on the Paralympic team to help me understand what are some of the accessible features of the museum. I'm going to do it in 5 parts, so I'm going to release one every single day. I want you to come back here and check it out and let me know what you think. And then when you get a chance to come to Colorado Springs, Colorado, Olympic City, USA, I want you to visit the United States Olympic and Paralympic Museum. So let's look at episode number 1. What's going on, everybody? This is National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and guess where I am? Right in front of the United States Olympic and Paralympic Museum. Now, here's the cool thing about this place. This is like a universal design dream. I love coming in here because everybody gets to experience it on their own terms, however they want to go through this exhibit. We have soft ramps we're going to show you. We're going to show you some of the accessible features this month. And it was designed by not only Olympians, not only by city folks, but also by Paralympic athletes as well. So here in Olympic City, USA, you got to get here, and guess who's gonna show us? She's gonna take us through this, is the one, the only, McKenna Geer. I almost said Dawsey because she got married on me. So come on over, McKenna. She's gonna take us through this. She is a 2016, you were on the shooting team, but before that, we went to the Netherlands together, and we had a great time. I'm so glad that she has been hired here because we're talking about disability employment, right? So employment means that if you have a museum like this, why wouldn't you want to hire and retain and promote people with disabilities also in it? So thank you for taking us through the exhibit.
Absolutely, John. So glad I could be here.
Awesome. So just before we get ready to go inside, what are some of the things that you love about this place?
I love how easy it is to get around. I don't have to have a second thought about how I'm going to get in a building and how I'm going to move around it because they've thought of absolutely everything. Wow.
So some of the ramps we've seen up just getting in, it's kind of like, it's like you can just walk up, it's easy.
Yeah, I can.
So is that kind of cool with like universal design?
It really
you ain't gotta do a workout just trying to get up a ramp. I think this is fascinating. So let's go inside, take a look at this amazing place, and I just want to point out some of the features. We're gonna do this over 5 segments. Let's go on inside and take a look.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh my gosh, it's Mike. What's up? Oh my gosh, we just walk in the museum. I can't believe it. McKenna and I walk in. We got Mike Tagliapietra. He's right here. 2016, and Rio was on the shooting team as well. Had a teammate with McKenna. And so I want to just talk with him real quick before we take the tour. You know, again, we're talking about hiring, retaining, and promoting people with disabilities in the workplace. And guess what? Right here, the museum is doing that. So Mike, let's what is that you love about this museum?
And well, this is probably the most accessible museum in the world. When they designed it, they asked for athlete input, right? Myself, Matt Simpson, some other athletes were on some of the content committees. The architects asked us for input. What can we do to make this more accessible? For me, a wheelchair user, for Matt, who's a blind athlete, they not only asked for input as to what can make it more accessible, they took our advice and they implemented it into the museum. So as you go through, I think the original design was going to spiral up, and in one of the meetings, Matt and I are like, wait a minute, somebody in a wheelchair is going to have to push all the way up. Let's do it the other way around. So again, they listened to our input, they listened to our ideas, and they implemented it into the museum, and it's really just a beautiful place, not just for me working here, but we've had a lot of guests come through in chairs, some elderly people being pushed in chairs. So we go up to the 3rd floor, and it's really easy for them to spiral down. There's no carpeting in the museum either. If you've ever pushed a chair through an airport, well, carpeting, right? Makes it more difficult, makes it more challenging. So again, beautiful place. They didn't put any carpeting on the floor. It's really, really, really an accessible museum.
All right, so there you have it from Mike, and you know, he's talking about how Olympians and Paralympians were a part of the design of this. So when you're talking about universal design, we want to make sure that all people have a seat at the table. That's why it is so important. You got to have a seat at the table in order to make sure that everything is going to work appropriately. Could you imagine having to push all the way up when you just make an easy decision to come all the way down? A great insight. So let's go on with McKenna and find out a little bit more about the museum. Okay, so that was just the introduction. We're going to do another one tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in for a little bit longer of a presentation this morning. All the rest are going to be really short, but I wanted to make sure that we kicked it off well and we talked about what was happening. Okay, go forth and inspire your world. Bye for now.